What's going on, guys? Coach Chris Specht, the wise guy, on Instagram and YouTube. Smash that like button. Let me know where you guys are from. I'm just driving around the city right now. We're doing some retail arbitrage, and we're headed to the Dollar Tree and Dollaramas to see what we can find to sell on Amazon. Some of the questions I got this week, I'm going to answer them right now live. And then if you guys have any questions, just type them into the comment section and let me know, and I'll answer them at some point today for you. One of the first questions I got was actually from a student in my course, and she asked who to use for insurance purposes. So if you want to insure your e-commerce business, where do you go? And I originally used to refer people to LegalZoom.ca or .com. The LegalZoom in Canada right now, not functioning. So LegalZoom.ca, do not go there. It looks like it's diverting you to some sort of gambling site. I'm gonna post in the comment section below. The insurance company that I use is called Alliance. So I'll post some information about Alliance below. I'm not affiliated with Alliance. I don't care if you use Alliance or not. But if you're looking for a referral, they're good to me. They are affordable and they do a bang up job. The next question that I remember was about actually, this is a big one, so maybe I could talk a little bit about this, but and I get this question all the time, and people ask me what I do. What am I doing about copyright, about trademark, or essentially about intellectual copyright or intellectual infringements when you're a seller on Amazon and you're being hit with a claim that your product, your photos, or your listing is a copyright infringement or an intellectual property, an IP claim. What do you do? There's a couple situations, scenarios, a few scenarios. I'll just go over a couple. If it's retail arbitrage, so for example, if you're selling a brand name product that you did not create, it's not your private label brand, it's just a brand, and I'll use the brand that I was recently hit with a claim on, L'Oreal. So L'Oreal, if you're watching this video, shame on you. Why are you hitting people with claims who were reselling your products on Amazon? The reason companies do this is because they feel they need to protect their brand. And I get it. Amazon is a nest for counterfeits, and it can be an issue for big brands and big business. So, so when you're selling other brands, you do have to make sure that you have to make sure that you obviously are eligible to sell the brand. 2, you have to make sure that the brands that you're selling, and this is just proactive stuff right now, the brands that you're selling, make sure that the ratings are high. Don't jump on products that are profitable but have low star ratings. It's complaint heaven for a reason. It's profitable for a reason. Make sure that you're jumping on products that have 4 and 5 star reviews as much as you possibly can. That'll limit the amount of concern that brand owners have with third-party sellers. But when it comes to a strike or a suspected intellectual property claim, I think they call it a suspected one, where you won't be flagged, but you do need to deal with the issue, and they will freeze your listing. when it comes to retail arbitrage and you're selling other brands that freeze your listing because they put a claim against your listing, what I do a lot of times is I remove the listing. I'll remove my product, remove the listing, and I'll just move on, especially if it's retail arbitrage, especially if I didn't really have a huge amount of money invested into the brand. So for example, L'Oreal, I have maybe 17 to 20 different products in inventory for 2 or 3 different brands, from shampoos and conditioners to face masks. I just removed my inventory, recalled all my inventory, and we'll sell it privately on Facebook. We'll sell it as a big bundle, blow it out, we'll clear it out, something like that. 7 of this, 10 of this, 3 of this, whatever it is. And we'll just try to package up, blow it out, and recoup some of our money and move on. That's a great way to deal with it. I also try to delete the listing. A lot of times an intellectual claim may not be that they're concerned with you selling the product, but they may not have created the actual listing. And so if they didn't actually create the listing, L'Oreal, let's say, they have every right to claim intellectual property on that one. Thirdly, if they have photos, so for example, if you created a listing and you went to L'Oreal and you stole their photos and used it on a listing that you're using in Amazon, they have every right to create a copyright claim or a trademark claim, but essentially an intellectual property claim on your product because you're using stolen photos. Keep in mind, these companies pay thousands of dollars for these photos, and so when someone takes them for free, that to them obviously is a no-no. And it's easy for these companies, especially in the digital world, it's easy for these companies to figure that stuff out. And every day Amazon's growing, and every day all these brands are hopping on Amazon, and it is starting to creep into third-party sellers world and retail arbitrage sellers world on brands that, even though say they're eligible, are still hitting them up with IP claims. But deal with the claim immediately. Don't let the claim just sit. Deal with the claim, remove your products. You have to deal with the claim. With Amazon, you have to take action. Okay, you have to take some action if there's a claim. You have to take action and you have to do it immediately. This is the most important step with dealing with claims, is take action immediately. If Amazon is requesting an action plan, send Amazon an action plan immediately. Within 24 hours, treat it like a customer service or a message. There is a requirement on the timeline in which you respond, okay? And that will help you should it become an issue where you are shut down as a seller. You can then go back to Amazon and you can, sorry, I'm losing a word right here now, but you can essentially fight the shutdown or the suspension by submitting to them a full summary and a full synopsis of your action plan and what action you took immediately to address the issues. There's more to it. Be in the course for that information. You have to sign up for the course. Next is next question I had this week. What was the next question I had this week? Are the Toronto Raptors going to win the NBA title? They're definitely going to beat Milwaukee. That is a given. 100% they're going to beat Milwaukee tonight in Toronto. Game I think starts at 5:40 in the West. They are 100% going to beat Milwaukee Bucks. 4 straight, finish it off. They have to finish it off at home today. I feel if they don't finish it at home today, they'll probably have used all their energy in this game to try to win it and won't have enough energy to win it in Milwaukee tomorrow. I just don't think they'll have enough in the tank. But a Game 7 series loss is probably disappointing for half of the country, and a big kudos for the other half of the country. So, but hell, if they make it to the NBA Finals, it's going to be like when the Toronto Blue Jays made it to the NBA Finals back in the 90s or 80s. It's going to be the same, man. even if they don't win, I think the Blue Jays won, but if the Raptors don't win, it's still going to be a big deal for Canada. So smash that like button right now if you think Toronto's got this one in the bag. But knock on wood, and make sure you tune into that game. Back to Amazon. Another question. What was another good question that I had? Just thinking. What else did we get? What other good questions did we get? I always get this question. I get this question the most. I wonder why, but the question I get the most is, do I sell in Canada or the US or both? So I'll answer that question. I sell all my retail arbitrage products in Canada, and my private label products I do in both Canada and in the USA. I don't necessarily want an American retail arbitrage business. I don't want to have to, and first off, again, most of you guys know I make 80% of my income from private label and the other 20% from retail arbitrage and book sales. So I'm a big private label business. Private label is, for me, where I spend most of my time. Even though I go out and do retail arbitrage, I'll hit a store a Saturday or a Sunday, or after work or during work, I'll do a 30-minute. I do these 30-minute drop-ins at stores. It's nothing compared to when I dig down deep and start doing retail arbitrage, and the time commitment I put into that for 2 weeks straight. I'll go 6 p.m. till 3 a.m. every day for 2 weeks straight when I'm doing product drops. And that's because I'm doing product research and contacting suppliers, and I am prepping listings, and I am launching products. And I have a big one coming up, so you'll probably see me a lot live on YouTube a lot more often. But I have a big 10 product launch coming up that I will finalize for the end of May. So stay tuned for how I did on that. But a 10 product launch, it's my biggest one because it's not separate, it's all at once. And my goal is to hopefully stick 30% of those products. And what stick means is that success, I get 30%, so 3 out of the 10 or 3.5 out of the 10 sell 10 a day, are actually selling a good amount of volume. That's the goal. So if I can get 30%, 40% on the products I launch, I'm super happy with those results. And that's something that I'm teaching my students, is that when you're doing launches, start launching more than just a singular product and failing, but launch multiple products, 4 at a time minimum, or 3 minimum, so that one will stick. The odds are in your favor if you're doing the research. The odds are in your favor. Here was a question I just had in my head, and I was going to answer this separately. Give me a sec. Let me think about it. This will probably be the last question that I'll answer here live for you guys. These are questions that have been given to me, so I'm not actually answering your questions that you are telling me right now in the live chat, if you're giving me any. It's because I'm driving. But if you have questions, I will get back to you today. Just throw them in the comment section. If you have any questions about retail arbitrage, just hit me up in the comment section below. Whatever your question is, I'll answer it. But there was one more good question. I'm just trying to think, guys. I just had it in my head. It's one of those questions that eludes me. What other question do I got? Oh yeah, so here it is. Here's the question. And this is actually a question I had for myself. This is a question that it's an action that I've been trying to tell myself to do. But then I turned it into a question. Is it really possible to do it? So what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to, just for the sake of blowing up my business even further, is I've been trying to do a $10,000 retail arbitrage day. So essentially being able to go and buy $4 items and spend $10,000 doing that in one day. The reason I want to do that is because I know when I do $1,000, I get a really good return on my investment. And I know that all my retail arbitrage stuff are killing it. I'm selling enough volume a day to keep me happy. And this is just because I do, every so often I'll spend $500, $1,000 or $2,000 in a day doing it. And then we'll maintain our retail arbitrage part of our business by consistently spending a few $1,000s every couple of weeks on retail arbitrage products. So, I've been thinking about this probably for the last month or two, is trying to get out there and try to spend 10 grand. And it's not easy to spend 10 grand. It's easy if you're buying personal stuff, super easy. But in your business, in retail arbitrage business, if you're just doing retail arbitrage, it can be hard. Unless you're dedicating straight up, I'd probably have to go out 8 a.m. when grocery stores open. The earliest store I can get to, let's just say Save Foods. I think it opens at 8 a.m. It might even open earlier. I'm sure there are stores that are open 2 hours. But I'd have to do a 24-hour challenge where I go and just shop for 24 hours straight. Which actually would be an interesting video. I don't know if YouTube would allow a 24-hour straight stream. That'd be freaking boring for everybody, I'm pretty sure. But I probably could chop it up and do something. But it's still, I find it hard, even when I go from, say, on a Saturday and I'll out at 10 or noon and go to a store. The store's closes at some close at 7, 9. I still find it hard. I think the most I was able to spend a day, maybe 3 grand, maybe. And that's just that's also not being the most efficient. Scanning everything, and really that's a lot about going through and trying to find a lot of products. And that's the hard, trying to spend $10,000 in one day is not efficient. It's not efficient because you got to scan. You got to know a lot of products that you're hunting for. So you have to be super prepared if you're going to try to spend 10 grand in one day on products that will return, make you a return on your investment. It's definitely hard. If you've ever, one question for you guys, hit me up below, smash a like button on this one, but what's the most you guys spent in one day on retail arbitrage products for your business? Yeah, I think it's about 2 grand. It's about 3 grand for me. I've done 2 a few times. 1,000 is easy. So I could easily do $1,000 and find 10 stores to do the $1,000. I could easily do that, but I can't do that in one day. It would take me 10 days at $1,000 a day. I think a lot of stores I might get to $1,500 easily. So $1,500 times 6, that's $9,500. So I could do 6 stores. I could probably do $1,500 if I spend enough time. So I could probably do $10,000 over the course of 6 stores and obviously 6 days. So I'm probably going to try to execute that in June. I'll try to execute a $10,000 spend, 6 stores, 6 days, $10,000, see if I can make that happen. And then I'll ship all that inventory in, see how many boxes that shipment will take, and we'll see what that would cost. And I'll actually make it its own video. I'll go do 10 stores, 6 stores, 6 days, $10,000. I could probably do 10 days, $10 investment in our inventory. And then maybe we'll cap it off with how much an increased percentage that boosted my business. When your business is bigger, so being a $500,000 store, we're trying to figure out ways to get to $1 million, impact our business. We're trying to figure out those ways that will. So that's why for the last month, these concepts of, can I get $10,000 more inventory? Because again, if you go and look at my fundamentals of selling on Amazon, rule number 1 is grow your inventory. So why I've been thinking about it is because rule number 1 to increasing your business, no matter what level it is growing your inventory. And growing inventory, you got to do that with products that are popular and in demand. You're always trying to find demand products. You're launching products that are out of demand. And that's why people are so magnetized by BSR, best selling rank, which is important, but you got to factor in a lot of factors, not just best selling rank, or in addition to best selling rank. So growing my inventory has been my war cry. That's also why I'm doing a 10 product launch, which I said is probably gonna cost me just $50,000 at max if I spend $5,000 a product, which I'm probably gonna do 200 units per product or whatever. 200 is probably the right number. If I go down to 100, because higher end product is something that I'll consider, and I'm made up at a $500 product, units if the product is considerably inexpensive. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Coach Chris, the Wise Guy on YouTube. Smash that. Follow me on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit me up on the Wise Guy, the Wise Guy, THEWYSE Guy on Instagram. Every day in every way, we're going to make more money. Yeah.